and welcome back to my last spooky Halloween video of the year. Oh my gosh, this month has flown by because I was behind the entire month. Sorry, I had to zoom it out a little bit. It was a little, you were a little too close. You had to back up a little bit, I'm sorry. All right, so for today's video, I am doing a Medusa look, which I'm very excited about. This wasn't even on my original list of looks to do. I had a couple other things that I was contemplating, thinking about doing, and then just decided not to because I was a little overwhelmed. But it's currently Saturday. This whole previous week, we had themed dress up days at work. And yesterday I did Medusa. It was kind of like a throw together last minute sort of thing. But yeah, I wanted to do something new. I didn't want to do just an old costume that I had done a million times. But I did that and then I absolutely loved it. So now I gotta film it. I was too tired to film it yesterday morning. Also, just throwing this out at the beginning of the video, head over to my TikTok after this and my Instagram to see the final videos and the final photos of this whole look and everything. I will be doing 2 different videos for this look. I've kind of been bouncing around. Some looks I've done 2 videos, others I've done 1 video, others I've done 3. So, you know, don't miss out on the content. Also, I just made myself feel really stupid because one of the songs that I'm doing one of the videos to is that "Why do I always feel like somebody's watching me?" Okay, I never knew what it was that he was saying, but why do I always feel like I'm in the... I'm like, it sounds like he's saying 22, but there was an N on the end of it. So I was like, 20-tune? I always feel like I'm in the 20-tune? That doesn't make any sense. I was making up words. It was the Twilight Zone. The words are, he feels like he's in the Twilight Zone. It makes so much sense. I don't know why I was making up words over here. Also, I just wanted to throw it out there that thank you guys so much for all of the kind comments that you've been putting on my videos. I think somebody said that they love when I get hyper. I have coffee, so just be prepared. And someone else said that they really liked my voice, like it was like ASMR. I still don't quite understand what ASMR means, but thank you. I do appreciate that, and I am glad that my voice doesn't sound like nails on a chalkboard. But for real though, in all honesty, thank you guys so much for all the kind comments. I feel like there's been more people commenting this year and it makes me very happy, so thank you. All right, so let's just dive right in. I do have somewhere to be tonight. I'm gonna go to a haunted house. I'm excited and nervous because I've heard that it's very scary this year. But yeah, I have to leave here at 8:30. It's currently 3:30, and I know that that is a lot of time. But I'm the type of person that I get started and then I start talking, and this right here is unnecessary. I keep talking and then I waste the time, and then before you know it, it's late. So we just gotta dive right in. Because, you know, I gotta leave. I gotta leave here. I got things to do. I got spooky things to do tonight. But good thing is I already have somewhat of a base going on. My little sister played her Halloween piano recital today, so I was excited I got to see that. But I had to throw a little bit of something on my face before I did that. Also, how cute are these? How cute. I don't think I've worn these on here. How cute are they? One of my high school friends had them on Instagram and she told me they were from Target, so naturally I immediately bought them. Okay. I gotta stop talking, we gotta get working. Okay, so like I said, I already have somewhat of a base. I am gonna add a little bit more coverage though, because I just kind of threw a little bit on earlier. And I don't think my face is too powdered that I can't just go back over with a little bit of concealer. So I'm just gonna go in with what I've been using. I'm using a combination of the Revlon PhotoReady Candid concealer and a little bit of the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I love Revlon, but it's just not the shade I need, so I lighten it with this. And I'm mainly gonna focus this just kind of under my eyes because I feel like that is kind of my problem area at the moment. But yeah, like I was saying, I wasn't originally going to do a look like this. I've always kind of wanted to do a Medusa look and make my own headband and all that type of stuff. I will say I did buy the headband because like I said, it was a very last minute thing. I didn't have time to make it. But yeah, it's just one of those ones that I have always wanted to do because I love the story of Medusa. I just think she's such a misrepresented character. I don't know. Everyone always thinks that she's a villain and she's not. She was a victim. So, but I had gone to work yesterday and one of my coworkers was like, please tell me that you filmed a TikTok of this look. And I was like, no. And then when I got home, my sister-in-law Kaylee texted me and she was like, please tell me you took pictures of this look. I was like, no. Oh, I had to do it. I had to do it. And you know, I wasn't absolutely in love with all of the looks that I had on my list, so I was like, I love this one, let's just do it. Plus, one of my ones, I will tell you guys, I might do it next year, I don't know, we'll see, was a pirate. I was gonna do a pirate look because, you know, the whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing blew up this year and I was like, people will want to see that. And then I just kept putting it off. So I did dress up as a pirate for work though, so I still got to be a pirate this year. So I think that that was the reason why I didn't want to do that one. But I think that this is a really good substitute, to be honest with you. Also, shout out to everyone who was watching the heck out of my Daphne video. The heck was that about? I swear, it's like the weirdest thing on YouTube. It's always the videos that you really don't expect to be like that big of a deal, you know, that are the ones that blow up all the time. It's crazy to me. Like last year, my very first look, I did Britney with my red jumpsuit. Loved it, but it wasn't the most intricate out of all of them. It wasn't like the one that I was like the most proud of out of all the looks. It was the one that got the most views. I'm like, thank you, but like, what? And then this year, I don't know if everybody's just decided to go as Daphne for some reason, but like everybody was blowing up my Daphne video on here and I think on Instagram too. So it's just, it's weird. It's weird what you guys like versus what I think you guys like. Oh, did someone just run into the wall? That sounded like a cat head. Okay, so that looks significantly better. I'm also gonna tap some in the middle of my forehead just to kind of brighten this little area up a little bit more, and then probably a little bit on my chin. Just cuz. Yay. That's better. I always throw something. One thing per video. Okay, so then I'm gonna take a little bit of... Kiba, you are being so chaotic in the background of this video, my guy. I'm so sorry if you guys hear rattling in the background. To tie my cat over, I gave him a hanger and now he's just swatting it around. So that's that noise that you hear in the background. Now I'm just taking a little bit of the Beauty Bakerie Pinch of Flour setting powder just on a sponge and just kind of like dabbing over those areas that I added some concealer. Oh, I feel like this might be an update since the last time that I filmed one of these videos. I watched Hocus Pocus 2 finally. It was amazing, and I don't care what anyone says. I love it. Obviously nothing will ever compare to the original. What will? I mean, it's the original. It's the childhood memories connected to it, but it was amazing. I loved it. Honestly, I really was happy with the way that they tied everything in. I mean, they tied in like the old movie in certain bits, and I just thought it was really cute. I really, really liked it, and they all looked amazing. I swear to God, Bette Midler has made some sort of like deal with someone along the way because she doesn't age. She does not age. The woman does not age. It's wild to me. Okay, and then one thing that I did yesterday, which seems a little weird because I'm just gonna put green over top of it. I'm basically gonna contour with green eyeshadow, but I am gonna start out just by adding back a little bit more of my contour just because I feel like I just covered some of it. And yesterday when I did it, it did have some of my contour just peeking out from under the green, which I really liked the look of. So I'm just going back in with my Anastasia light to medium contour kit and just kind of deepening up the previous contour that I had laid down messily this morning. And then I'm just touching up my blush a little bit too. Again, the cheek blush probably won't show too much, but I definitely wanted to add just a little bit on the tip of my nose like I usually do. Okay, and then just while I'm at this step, I've already obviously done my brows earlier, but I do want to deepen them up a little bit because basically all I did is I just ran like a brow gel through them. And then added like a couple little hair strokes with like a brow marker. So that's a lot of the times what I'll do normally on a regular day-to-day basis. I don't usually show this on camera. But then I go back in with the TIGI chocolate eyeshadow and just like a little angled brush. This one's from Anastasia. I don't know the number, I'm sorry. And then I just kind of like go along the bottom of my brow to kind of deepen things back up. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And like I said, I just mainly like focus this right along the bottom of my brow. And then I'll just kind of like flick it upwards just to kind of blend it. Okay, so now we're gonna dive into the fun part. That was just me like touching up my previous work basically. So I think I'm gonna start with my eyes this time. I think I started with my face yesterday and I liked the way that my eyeshadow blended into the rest of my face, but I think it's just gonna be a little bit easier if I do my eyes first. So I'm just gonna start out first by priming my whole eyelid here with a little bit of the Anastasia eye primer. Okay, and then for this basically entire look, like all of the greens, I'm using the Mikayla Glamlite Part 2 palette. And then on this little just fluffy blending brush, I'm gonna dip into the shade Fall River. Fall River, right there. I'm gonna use that as my transition color, but also like pack it all on the lid and all of that good stuff. I also, so I didn't take this color up too high when I did it yesterday, and I really liked the way that I did that. So I'm really, like, I have hooded eyes, so like I'm blending it, but then checking in that it's not really going much further than where the crease is. And I kind of like swooped this upward here. And I really liked that effect. I don't know, the whole like snaky vibe makes me feel like this needs to just be like so just kind of sticking to like this sort of a shape right here. And then I'm just taking like this little packing brush and just grabbing more of that shade and putting that all over my eyelid. I feel like this isn't the shade that I used yesterday, but that's okay. I think the color that I used yesterday might have been Bro from this. It has like a little bit more of, it's more of like an olivey green. But this is gonna be covered by glitter in a minute anyway, so I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be good. And I am actually kind of dabbing this corner bit out a good bit, just because, like I said, once I start doing like the green contour and everything, it's all gonna kind of like flow together. Hi, Kiba. Are you gonna help me? You're gonna help me do your makeup too? Oh, they can't see you. Hold on.
Oh, there's Kiba. You hate this.
Oh, yay, guest appearance by Kiba. And I used a combination of like all three of these like gold glitters yesterday. I think I'm gonna just stick with glitter. I love the names of these shades. But I'm just gonna grab some of that on the pad of my finger. I feel like this is like the best way for me to apply the glitters from this palette and have it be like bam. And I'm gonna just dab this on the inner portion of my eyelid here. This entire like green lid here is gonna be filled with glitter here in a second. And it's gonna kind of like fade from this color to like a deep green. So that's the goal. Anytime I think of Medusa, I just think of like green and gold. That's just the whole color scheme that I think of when I think of her. Oh, also, if you didn't know the history of Medusa, and all that you know about Medusa is that she was a scary snake lady who turns people into stone, let me enlighten you, because I love Greek mythology. It's a fun thing for me. I don't know why, it's always been very entertaining. I took a class when I was in college. It was like one of those like extra classes, and it was so much fun. But basically, the reason why Medusa was this snake lady is because Poseidon was out here taking advantage of her. Like, took advantage of her, okay? And Athena loved Poseidon, so she was like, you know what, screw you, Medusa, because let's just disregard the fact that Poseidon was the one that did it. And then she cursed Medusa. She cursed Medusa with the ability to turn men into stone, and the whole snake thing and the whole hideousness, all of that. And then I think it was Perseus was sent out to cut off her head. So not only was Medusa taken advantage of, she was also cursed and then beheaded. So, you know, anyone who thinks that Medusa was the villain, you're wrong. But yeah, I'm like such a huge fan of Medusa now. Okay, so after getting that gold glitter on there, I'm gonna go ahead and grab some of the shade The Market. The Market. And again, I'm just using the pad of my finger to pick that up. And I'm being super careful with this one because this one's going to layer over like this portion of it, and I don't want to get it like outside of the lines. So pretty! This is literally my favorite flipping eyeshadow. I swear, I feel like I need like every Glamlite palette now just based on this one Mikayla palette. Oh, I hope you can see that detail on there. It is so stinking pretty. Oh, I love glitter. The best thing about these glitters in here too is that it's not necessarily like a pressed glitter by any means. It's not like big chunks of glitter that you feel like are just gonna get into your eyeballs, but it's like a shimmer with just like a step up. It's amazing. I love these things. All right, and then in between those two, I'm going to pat some of the shade Dreams up here. This more like, I hope you can see that. It's more of like a limey green shimmer. Like, look at that. Holy guacamole. And we're just gonna pat that right in the center of our lid and in between those two previous glitters that we did. Look at how pretty! And since we're working on the eyelid right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and do this now. To highlight the brow bone, I'm just gonna go in with the Anastasia Amrezy highlight just because it is like a really nice gold highlight. I'm gonna use this later, and I know that I didn't like highlight my face when I was like redoing the contour and everything, but I wanna add some highlight over top of the green that I'm going to add. So I'm basically just filling in like this whole little space right here with the gold and then just kind of like flicking it outward here. And while we're at it, I'm also going to use this to highlight my inner corner. I am going to go back in with a glitter on the inner portion, but I do like to just kind of lay this down as a base. Okay, so after doing that, I'm going to work on the lower lash line. And for the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with the shade Bro. It's this one right here. It's more of like an olivey green, just on like a little fluffy brush. And I'm just going to start to kind of floof that right along here. And I'm mainly keeping this kind of like in this area because I am going to add like a deeper shade right here and then a glitter right here. And then I'm going to take another little floofy brush, but this one has like a little bit more of like a pointed tip. Sometimes when I go in with this one right here, under the outer portion of my lower lash line there, it gets a little bit too muddy. So I am using this sort of a brush that has more of a pointed tip to be a little bit more precise. And just for like this little area here to connect it into this like deeper shade up here, I'm going to use the shade Commons. Or the Commons, sorry, the Commons, the darkest green in the palette. And I don't want to like draw this area down. Again, that's why I kind of like switched brushes here. I just want this to kind of like be a line right here. Like that. So just like that. So see how we kind of just like kept this shade. I didn't want to bring this down at all. I just want this. So then I'm going to switch over to like this little packing brush right here. I think this one's from MAC. And I'm going to grab more of that glitter shade, the gold one that we first packed onto the eyelid. And I'm going to put a little bit of that like on the inner corner, but I'm going to kind of swoop it down under my tear duct here. And I'm not going like too big. And maybe on the inner corner, like I'm not going outward and doing like this whole area because we did do that gold highlighter. Sometimes when you go a little too crazy with like these types of shades on the inner corner, if you kind of like bring it out too far, it ends up looking almost darker because of like the way that the light hits it. So you just want this like right on that corner. Like don't extend it outward, if that hopefully makes any sense whatsoever. So just like that much. Guys, I'm getting really nervous, to be honest with you, about this haunted house. Like, they always are like, oh, I'm so excited, this is gonna be so fun. And then I start thinking about the experience and I'm like, this is gonna be so scary. And apparently the one that we're going to this year, I've been wanting to go to it for the past few years because it moved from like an old location it used to be at. And apparently it's gotten significantly scarier. So, you know, fingers crossed for me, guys. Hopefully I survive it. I'm getting very Britney from the VMAs with her big python. Was it a python? I don't know, snakes, ball python? I'm getting those vibes from this eyeshadow look. It just feels like her outfit. And also, I'm pretty consistently throughout this look kind of like dusting away any of the fallout with just like a little fan brush. I find it's just a lot easier to do it that way than to just like leave it throughout the whole look, because then I feel like it sets into your skin. So after each step, I basically just kind of like run this like under and over anything that might have some glitter or whatever. Okay, so that's pretty much all that I did for the eyeshadow. I am gonna go ahead and do probably one more coat of mascara on the top because I feel like my eyeshadow kind of covered it. And then I'm gonna put some mascara on the bottom lashes. And all I'm using for that is the Maybelline Curl Bounce Mascara. And then after that, I'm gonna pop on some of the Kiss Naked Drama Ruffle lashes right here. So I'm gonna do that off camera and then I will be right back. Okay, so eyes are all done, mascara, lashes, all that good stuff. Let me just zoom you in for just a moment. Just a moment. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, it's so glittery. Okay, let's get back. Let's get back now. Okay. Yesterday when I did this look, I had taken a little piece of whatever the fabric is that's made, the loofahs is made out of, that stuff. I can never remember the name of it. But I took a piece of that I had left over just from a while back because I remember doing a mermaid look like a long time ago on my Instagram where I stretched it and I was able to like make little scaly things, but it didn't work yesterday. So yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that because it ended up just making it look a little wonky at first, and then I just had to like blend everything out more. So what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna basically kind of go over where we've already contoured with just some greens. But on the cheeks, I'm not going all the way down. I'm just kind of like keeping it like back here. And like I said, also kind of blending this into the rest of it, you'll see. And so for this, I'm just gonna use like this little fluffy guy right here. It's from Sigma. It's their Powder Sweep F06. Sorry, this is the only brush I'm telling you what it is. All the other ones, all of the numbers have rubbed off. So if you have a specific brush in mind that you're like, ooh, love that, want to find out, I'll try to figure it out for you, if possible. And I'm just gonna start out with that Bro shade, the more olivey green that we did on the lower lash line there. And I'm just gonna start out with my forehead. But yeah, for this part, you can always do that little trick of taking the like loofah fabric and stretching it and then like tapping over it to create little like scaly effects. I feel like I just needed one that was like thicker or something. Like I almost feel like the little plasticky bits were too thin, that like it ended up just kind of blending into each other anyway. It didn't really leave like a pattern or anything. And if that gets a little patchy like around the edges right here, don't worry, just go back in with like whatever setting powder you're using and just blend. Just blend around the edges. Okay, so forehead is all done. Now I'm gonna go into the cheeks. So to start out that contour, I'm just gonna start out with that Bro shade again, and then I'll just kind of like deepen the color as we go. And I am connecting this with my forehead, kind of like right along my hairline here. And then also like right here, just kind of like I said, connecting like the eyeshadow into the rest of this green here. So just working in circles to kind of like build that pigment up. I'm really not going much further down than probably like right there. I don't want it like all over my face. I just want it to kind of like be along the edges, like, oh man, she's like transitioning into this snake person, you know? That's the way I look at it anyway. Okay, and then I'm just going to slightly like work up in pigment. So first I'm going to dip into Cody James right here, which is a little bit deeper. And then I might go in with that dark one that we did on the lower lash line, the Commons right here, but I don't know. We're gonna start out with Cody James and then we'll see from there. And I'm just kind of like focusing this slightly like under where we just put that previous one, and then just lightly blending it upward. So sorry if you hear my cat relentlessly meowing in the background. He was driving me flippin' crazy, biting on all the cords that he's not supposed to, nearly knocking over my backdrop. The whole thing, he's trying. I reached my limit. He's in his room now. But now he's mad because his sister's out here because she's way more behaved than he is. I don't care, Kiba, you did it to yourself. Be bored, I don't care. And then just kind of looping this up right along my hairline here. And again, just kind of like working more to kind of like blend that eyeshadow into all of this. And I am focusing the Commons, that darkest green, just like right here. That's the only place I'm putting it, and then just obviously like diffusing it upward. All right, and that's pretty much it for like the contour green and all of that. So now I'm gonna take more of the Anastasia Amrezy highlighter right here and just highlight all of the usual areas. I'm just focusing this right here. And really making sure to like get in this like little gap between the contour and the eyeshadow. And I'm doing that little trick too of where like I take my brush and I put my nail or like just my fingertip like and smush it like this so that it fits like right up here. It kind of like flattens it a little bit so it doesn't like overlap my eyeshadow, but it still just kind of like fits into this weird little space here. Okay, and then what I did is I actually took a little tiny bit more of that Dreams shade, the green that we put in the center here, just like a tiny bit. I'm not like picking up a whole crazy amount or anything. And I'm just lightly tapping this between the highlight and the green that we did for the contour. I just feel like, I don't know, it gives like a nice sort of highlight, but it also, I don't know, it transitions that gold highlight back down into the green and it just makes it really pretty. And I mean, snakes are slimy, so why not add more highlight all over all of this green? Whew, I went a little crazier with it on this side. I feel like I need to add more to this side now. And then I'm just taking that brush that we used for like all of that contouring, and I'm just going to lightly brush around those edges just to help mesh that color with like all of the rest of the green that we have going on here. Okay, now all I have really is the lips. So I'm just gonna put on a little bit of Blistex because my lips are always chapped before I put a lipstick on. And I'm gonna start off just by lining my lips with the Mally RuPaul Sequence eyeliner. It's just black. And I am rounding out my Cupid's bow just because I like it. You don't have to do it, I like it. Okay, so now I'm just gonna fill all of that in with this color that I mixed up yesterday for my look. I used the Anastasia lip palette and I mixed the yellow and the blue and just like a dot of the white just to kind of lighten it up a little bit. But I just kind of played around with those until it came out to be this gross looking baby poop color. And I'm still rocking and rolling with this little like metal spatula thing to apply my my lip colors here. I have not even attempted to find another lip brush, so you know, this works. All right, so as per usual, my battery is dying, so I'm just gonna go ahead and finish filling all of this in with just this color. This is all I'm doing. And then I'm gonna set everything with the Milani Make It Last setting spray. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for the makeup. So the next time you see me, I will be all Medusa up. How did I do? Oh, this one's so fun. This one's so fun. I love it so much. I added a couple things to this one that I didn't have on yesterday. I did not have my little fake snake nose ring on because I knew I had some microblading to do, and having a mask on, it was gonna drive me nuts. So I just didn't wear this to work. But I felt like this was definitely a necessary addition to this costume. I also did not wear this because, again, this is another thing that like I think it would have just annoyed me at work. But the rest of it, this is what I wore to work yesterday. So this I got just from Spirit Halloween. I want to say it was like $7.99. So this ended up being like the only thing that I actually bought for this entire costume. Everything else I was able to find in my closet, or just different accessories that I had, different accessories my mom had. So yeah, it just kind of came together. So all I ended up doing with my hair is I just curled it, like nothing fancy. I think it's like a 1-inch barrel, just like a curling wand that I used. Curled the whole thing, made it like super curly because I feel like, I don't know, it kind of gave that like snaky vibe. So I did that. And then I'm that weirdo that like, I love snake jewelry and like snake accessories, but like I don't like snakes. I hate snakes. So don't bring your snakes near me, but like if it's an accessory form, send it my way. So I have like all of my snake jewelry on. I have a little snake hanging from my cartilage piercing. I have these little guys that's just like a chain that hangs from them. This, I want to say like basically all of these were from either TJ Maxx or Ross. And then on this side, obviously I had the matches here, but in my third piercing here, I had this little climber. It's just like a little post, and then it kind of just like hooks onto your ear. And then in my conch, I have a little snake, I hope you can see that on there, that my mom had made. It's like the most comfortable conch piercing I've ever put in there. So, and then I want to say that this, my mom made this, but I want to say that she might have made this for one of my friends back when I like first started dating my husband. She was Cleopatra, and it was like a last minute kind of throw together thing. So I think she had made this for her, but it looks like a snake, so I put that on. And then this was another one that my mom had made a while back, and I want to say she might have made this one for the Cleopatra one too. And this is just kind of like a leathery looking bodysuit. So I just put this on, it kind of goes up a little bit, and I have this little belt. The belt buckle, this and this are both from Shein. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about though. I don't know how to say it. And then I don't know if you can tell, but the bottom is just like a high-low skirt that has like some shorts built into it. And yesterday when I wore this out and about, I wore black sandals that had like little gold like buckles and little like jewels on them. Oh, and also with this, this thing is so flipping top heavy if you just try to wear it alone. So my mom ended up like taking a blow dryer to it to kind of like loosen it a little bit because it was squeezing my head. And then, I don't know if you can see, and I don't want to mess with it, but I actually like tied a bunch of like hair bows to it and made made like a loop so that it's under my hair and it's being held onto my head, and I was able to wear it all day. Alrighty guys, I hope you liked this video. It always makes me sad filming the last Halloween video of the season. But I hope you liked it. If you did, make sure to hit that like button down below and to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because we have fun like this every year. Also, I just want to throw it out there. I love filming and I love making all this content. It's just that around October is really when like my creative juices start pumping. So if you have like certain looks that you'd like to see, certain ideas for like the holidays, Thanksgiving, all that type of stuff, fall makeup, whatever, let me know down below. Comment different things that you might want to see, different techniques that you might want to learn about, because I want to start being better about posting on here. I hate it because I'll go through October and I'll be really good and I'll film all these fun, awesome looks, and then I'll look back and people have commented and everybody's like all excited and happy, but then it's like I lose ideas of what else to put on here. So I want to keep doing this. I want to keep filming. Yeah, if you ever miss me, head over to TikTok and Instagram, because I definitely am better at posting on those than I am on YouTube, unfortunately. Speaking of, after this, head over to my TikTok and my Instagram. One of my TikToks will be going up at the same time that this video does. The other one will probably go up later the same day. Also, the final Instagram photos will be up at the same time that this video is, so head over there. Like, comment nice things, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this, my last spooky video of this season. I hope you guys have a great day, a great night, whatever time of day it is when you are watching this, and have a amazing, fun, happy, safe Halloween tomorrow. And I will see you in the next video, in the next maybe spooky Halloween video next year. I don't know, in the next video. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, bye!